Ever left a doctor's office thinking, wait, I didn't actually explain what I felt? Today we're exploring why describing your symptoms clearly is harder than it sounds and why it's crucial.
That tension is real. For many of us, even with strong language skills, those 10 minutes in a clinic can feel like a test we're destined to fail. I'm Thomas, joining Laura as always on Advanced Analytical English.
By the end of this episode, you'll know how to transform your jumble of sensations into a clear, compelling narrative your doctor can actually use without sounding robotic or losing your voice.
Here's how we'll break it down. First, we'll dissect the patient's real role in the exam room. Then, we'll dig into common communication pitfalls, followed by practical strategies and model phrases. Finally, we'll stretch these skills beyond medicine, showing how they work everywhere complex problems crop up.
Let's start with a fundamental question. Are patients supposed to just recite symptoms, or is their job to help build the diagnostic story with the doctor?
It's definitely more than reciting. Patients actively shape the investigation, but there's a thin line between sharing context and overwhelming the doctor with a life story.
Funny how even the most articulate people can slip into rambling or, on the flip side, freeze up and just say, I don't feel right. It's like the pressure scrambles your usual communication toolkit.
Exactly. And doctors are working against the clock, scanning for details onset, location, duration that cut straight to the clinical core. If we get lost in narrative, those clues can vanish in the noise.
So, the challenge is being precise, but not robotic. For example, saying dizzy could mean so many things: a spinning room, lightheadedness, or something else entirely.
That's where word choice matters. Vertigo signals spinning, while lightheaded points to something different. Using the right descriptor can completely shift the doctor's initial hypothesis.
And yet, it's a trap to try on clinical terms you just Googled half the time. They mean something very specific to doctors and could send the conversation off track.
It's more powerful to describe what you actually feel. There's a dull throb on the right side that gets sharper after lunch. That's the kind of detail clinicians crave, and it doesn't require a medical degree.
That reminds me of the classic mistake jumping in with your own theory, like, it's probably just stress, that closes doors before they're even open.
I see this all the time. A better approach is laying out what's happening: duration, location, pattern, and what makes it better or worse. Save speculation for later and let the doctor do the detective work.
So instead of, I think it's my monitor, say, for 6 weeks I've had a dull ache above my right eye, getting worse by evening, not helped by painkillers. It's factual, and it keeps the conversation moving forward.
It also avoids defensive reactions from clinicians, who might otherwise tune out the moment they sense a patient's self-diagnosis.
Let's switch gears. How do you push back diplomatically if you feel dismissed? For instance, if a doctor says, just stress, but you know it's more complex.
You could say, I appreciate your perspective, but since the pain is disrupting my day-to-day, could we consider what else might be contributing? It's firm, but not confrontational.
And those little hedging phrases, seems to worsen, tends to improve, they add nuance and show you're self-aware, not just making demands.
Plus, distinguishing terms like exacerbate versus cause or baseline discomfort versus acute flare shows you're thinking analytically about your own experience, something doctors notice and respect.
These strategies aren't just for the exam room. They translate directly to tough workplace conversations, like reporting a technical issue or briefing leadership on an urgent problem.
Absolutely. Imagine telling your boss, there's a recurring system glitch every Monday at 9 a.m., affecting only remote logins. That's miles ahead of just saying it keeps breaking.
Same formula. Precise observation, clear time patterns, avoid premature conclusions. It helps everyone focus on what matters, whether you're speaking to a physician or a project director.
And it empowers you to advocate for yourself, because strong communication is the first step toward getting better answers in any field.
Let's wrap up with 3 big takeaways. First, separating facts from theories keeps your message clear and actionable.
Second, hedging and precise descriptors like baseline discomfort or exacerbate signal critical thinking and help professionals interpret your experience accurately.
Third, These frameworks transfer seamlessly to any high-stakes conversation, whether medical, technical, or managerial, where clarity can unlock real solutions.
So, for your next appointment or meeting, try this. Before you speak, jot down what happened, when, how it feels, and what helps or worsens it. Then, rehearse saying it out loud, focusing on structure over speculation.
Mastering this level of expression is what sets C1, C2 speakers apart not just in English, but in life. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into clinical and analytical communication.
Keep sharpening your language and your self-advocacy. We'll be back soon with more strategies for advanced English mastery. Take care until next time.